Good morning, YouTube. I don't know where to look. I think I'm supposed to look over here. Good morning, YouTube. I was just looking and it's been, I think, 2 years since I made a YouTube video. Not that I was ever super consistent about it to begin with, but I did just love making videos. I'm back. Reason being, so many things have changed. So I think the last video that I made, I had somewhat recently moved to Orlando. I'm actually back living in Charlotte, North Carolina now. I've been back here for about a year. And since I moved back, I started working with my former coach, Dee Jackson, again. So whenever I came back, I started training with her again. And then I was handling her social media for her. And then it kind of just grew from there. And then we recently launched a program together, the My Bikini Body program. And I started coaching with her. So I joined her coaching team, DJ's Fit Nation. So that's why I'm here. I've spent the past year, not quite a year yet, but almost a year, working with Dee. She's been an amazing mentor for me. I've learned so much about coaching, programming, training in general, personal training, especially nutrition. That's huge. Working with Dee, I've gotten a lot of clients from her. So I now have some international clients, which is really cool. And I wanted to take advantage of this platform again, mainly for those clients so that I can share more about me so they can get to know me a little bit more because I haven't been sharing a lot on my personal pages. Before I had Instagram and I had a podcast and I was like sharing so much about my personal life. And in the last 2 years, I haven't. I've kind of kept to myself a lot more. I have been posting things on social media like Instagram and TikTok videos and things like that, but nothing where I've like talked about myself, like what's going on in my life, and especially training. Like sometimes I'll share little videos on Instagram of like a video from my workout that day, or maybe like what I ate in a day or whatever. But I want to start sharing more with my clients, especially like how I train, how I prep my food, how I cook my food, those kinds of things. And then just for them to get to know me more on a personal level as well. So I'm going to try to be a lot more consistent with my YouTube again, especially glute focus. So I'm going to do like an ass cheek series of leg workouts. So I'm going to start a new series and take you along on some leg days with me. I'm going to be training with different people. I've already filmed one of them. I'm going to film another one today. So today is Sunday. It's Thanksgiving weekend. I've had such a restful, restorative weekend here. Yesterday was a day off from training for me. So today I woke up, I have on the weekends, whenever I hit a heavy leg day, my treat to myself is waffles. So I had waffles for breakfast. So I'm carbing up today. I'm going to hit a heavy leg day today and I'm going to take you along with me for the workout. It's going to be mainly glutes and hamstring focused. Lots of things to like update on in the last 2 years. So I'll get into all of that like over this series as the opportunity comes. But for now, I'm going to work on my client check-ins. I always do check-ins on Sundays. I do some cleaning around my place and kind of chill out until it's about 11 right now. I'm going to go to yoga today at 2. I've been trying to do yoga a couple of times a week because I'm getting old and everything fucking hurts and is like tight. So I'm going to do a deep stretch class around 2 to kind of like open things up, especially loosen up my hips and get ready to go for an awesome leg day. Okay, so I've been watching Love Island games because I'm a fucking loser. I got all my check-ins done and now I'm getting ready to make my lunch and go for a walk. So I wanted to show you one of my favorite meals. I've been eating this meal sometimes twice a day for almost an entire year and I'm still not sick of it yet. It's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna show you just how I make it. And my plan right now for this meal, it's 4 ounces of ground turkey, 150 grams of rice, and I think 5 ounces of green vegetables. I don't really like weigh my vegetables. So I'm gonna make like a little, well, you'll see. Okay, so first I start with a little olive oil spray. I usually set this at like medium heat. Then I add The spinach, like I said, I don't really, it's supposed to be about 5 ounces of green vegetables. I don't really weigh my vegetables. I like to kind of just like cover the bottom of the pan. Oh, that's a lot. Whenever you cook spinach, like this will be nothing like once it's cooked. I don't really meal prep anymore because I like to have all of my meals fresh, and I have the luxury of being able to do that now. But I do cut up like all my vegetables, and I cook all my rice. I cook rice like for a couple days at a time in a big pot. Same thing with like my turkey, my ground beef, and my chicken. And then it just makes this like so much easier. So I have cut up already zucchini, red onions, and some mushroom. After I put everything in there, I put just like a little bit more olive oil spray. I also use this, I can't believe it's not butter spray. This is the really good stuff. This is what makes it amazing. Epicurean specialty, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Truffle Parmesan and black garlic seasoning. This is amazing. The macros on it are really good. Granted, this does say for a fourth teaspoon, 0 calories, 0 grams of fat, 0 carbs, 0 grams of protein, 0. This stuff tastes so good. And I always like to add in a little bit of garlic and onion powder. I put sea salt on everything. Pepper as well. And then I just let this, I'll probably turn the heat up a little bit, but just mix this up so that the spinach isn't like all on the bottom, because it'll get stuck to the bottom of the pan. And yeah, and then I just let this cook until, I don't know how long it takes, maybe like 10 minutes or so. Super easy. Having everything cut up and prepared like that makes it really easy to throw together. I think I just threw that together in like, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, so you'll have a delicious meal in about 10 to 15 minutes. This is the finished product. It's hot, but oh my God, it's so good. So I'm gonna smash this, go for a walk, and then I'm going to head to yoga. I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and head to the gym and walk on the treadmill or something like that there until yoga, and my friend Danielle may meet me. So I'm just getting my stuff ready to go. So I'm making my post-workout meal for later. It's just 5 ounces of Greek yogurt, and then I always add in a little bit of cinnamon, and then sometimes peanut butter powder. I'm not going to right now. I just mainly out of pure laziness, but I eat that with a banana. And then my pre-workout meal for later, this is just 150 grams of rice and 4 ounces of ground beef. I put sea salt and hot sauce on that. So I'll eat this. I'll stop and heat this up somewhere after yoga on my way to the gym to train legs. Also want to use this opportunity to give a little bit of a tip. I would do this right now if I could, but number one, I don't have all the supplies. And then I'm also trying to cut out, for the most part, artificial sweeteners right now. But one of my favorite like sweet tooth hacks is for my post-workout meal, it's the 5 ounces of Greek yogurt and a banana. I sometimes turn it into like a little banana split. I will put cinnamon, I use the peanut butter powder, just like the regular like PB2 peanut butter powder. I use sugar-free. This is like great value, but they also have like Hershey's sugar-free syrup. This one's actually good too. I really can't taste the difference, to be honest with you. But I'll put in the chocolate syrup, the peanut butter powder, mix it into the yogurt, and then slice up the banana. And then I use the fat-free whipped cream. It comes in a light blue can. It's like 10 calories maybe per serving. But I put that on top, and then sometimes some of the sugar-free chocolate sauce on top. And yeah, it reminds me of a banana split. I'm not doing that today because I'm trying to cut out all of that stuff right now, and I also just don't have this stuff. But sometime I will make it for you. So I finished my walk. I did yoga with Danielle. Shout out to Danielle. I was going to put her in the vlog, but you guys will meet her soon because she's going to do one of these glute workouts with me sometime this week. So I did yoga. It was amazing. Deep stretch. So good. So now I feel like loose and ready to go. That kind of sounded weird. It is the gloomiest day. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like so gloomy outside. And so I was like ready to go home and take a nap. But I have a glute workout to do. So I did my pre-workout meal on the way here. And I also stopped and got an energy drink on the way. This is Rain energy drink. This is my favorite flavor, the white gummy bear. Said earlier that I was trying to avoid artificial sweeteners, and I had been cutting out energy drinks and like Coke Zero and things like that. Whenever I very first started cleaning up my food, I ate a lot of sugar-free condiments, sugar-free drinks, and those things are really necessary when you first start cleaning up your food and like transitioning. It makes it more sustainable. If you just go like cold turkey, like give up everything, then it sucks. Like your food sucks. You're not going to stick to it. You're not going to enjoy it as much. So all of those things definitely have a place in your journey. Now that I've been doing this for a couple of years, I want to start taking some of those things out and really just kind of like experimenting with it a little bit. So a lot of the bikini competitors that I follow, the ones that have like the super snatched waists, they all say the same thing, that they cut out the sugar-free artificial sweeteners. So I just wanted to play with that a little bit and try to not totally cut them out, but definitely cut them back. So like I used to drink one energy drink every single day. I cut that back. So like I don't drink one at all during the week. I haven't been drinking like Coke Zero or anything, which really I've just been hearing is terrible for you, like soft drinks in general. So I'm trying to like cut those out. But also like I want to live a little and like, you know, somewhat enjoy life. So anyways, I say all of that to say all of those things are, I'm not saying they're like horrible for you and like stay away from them. They really do help make it more bearable, especially whenever you're first starting out, like cleaning up your food and trying to stick to a plan and everything. But just wanted to give that little tidbit. That's what I heard is like the secret to a snatched waist is giving up sugar-free bullshit. So that's what I'm doing. Anyways, getting ready I just got to Megaflex North Lake in Charlotte. I'm going to go in and do this glute workout. I don't know. I had a little baggie that's like my pre-workout drink. I don't know if I'm going to drink it now or not because I just drank this. It has like a ton of caffeine in it, and in here is pre-workout, which also has a ton of caffeine in it, so I don't know if that's too much, like back to back. But in here I have C4 pre-workout. I use the Ripped because it doesn't have creatine in it, and I just cut out creatine. I cycle creatine 8 weeks on, 4 weeks off. We'll talk about that more later some other time. This also has glutamine. Glutamine has so many benefits. It's good for your immune system. It's good for your digestive system. Helps with muscle recovery and repair. It helps with your brain function. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And then I also have HMB in here, which also helps with muscle growth. So do your research. Also try it out. Maybe I'll put a link in for bulk supplements, or you can find it in my Amazon storefront. Okay, so like I said, I'm at Megaflex North Lake. I just did the stairs, a little bit of a warm-up, and drank my pre-workout. Today is mainly going to be glute focus. We're going to hit all parts of the glute, so upper glutes, outer glutes, lower glutes. We're going to do 2 movements for each of those, and then I will throw in some hamstrings as well. All right, so we are starting off with lower glutes, starting with the leg press. I'm sorry if I sound really stuffy. I've been sick lately and I just am a snotty bitch. To target the glutes and hamstrings on the leg press, you're going to start with your feet high. I like to put like at least the bottom half of my foot on the platform. Sometimes my toes are hanging off the top. Feet about shoulder width apart. You're going to lower the platform down. You get a deep hip bend at this angle, which allows you to recruit more of your glutes. I hit this for 4 sets, about 15 to 20 reps. 15 to 25. Honestly, I really play around with it a lot. I normally start with the 45 on each side and I hit it for about 50 reps. And then I just play around with the weight from there. I started off this video saying that it's going to be a heavy leg day. It was not at all. You'll see in the workout, nothing about this workout was heavy. I filmed a workout with Christian last week. You're going to see it next week, but I was sore for an entire week after that workout. So when I got to the gym on Sunday to do this leg day, I could not lift heavy at all. I really focused on lighter weight, time under tension, nice and controlled reps. So that's what most of this workout is. Really, that's how I've been training for the last couple of years. I'll get into that more in later videos. It was really hard to share my rep counts, tempos, all that kind of stuff in this video while I was trying to record myself. So I'll start sharing that more in future videos. But for now, like I said, I hit this for 4 sets, 15 to 25 reps. Keeping with the lower glutes, I next moved into dumbbell RDLs. Now, my form needs some work here. When I worked out with Christian last weekend, I did barbell RDLs for the first time in a long time, and I was an ego lifter. I was trying to lift heavier than I really could, and it got into my back a lot, and I could feel it throughout the week. So I tried to be really careful here, just using some light dumbbells, really focusing on my form, which needs some help, to be honest. But 2 major cues that help me with dumbbell RDLs. Imagine there's a door behind you and you're trying to push it shut with just your butt. You're not bending over, dropping down, anything like that. You are pushing your butt back. I tell myself that I'm like back as I'm going down. And you also want to try to keep the weight as close to your body as possible. So you're almost like holding the dumbbell or the barbell and kind of like grazing it against your shin as you go down, and then squeeze through the glutes to come back to the top. Next, I moved into outer glutes. I don't know why I did these in this order, and I really don't know if there's a particular order that's more effective. Like if you do lower glutes, outer glutes, upper glutes, or upper glutes, outer glutes, lower glutes. I don't know, but I'll research it for you and maybe talk about it in another video. But this is the order I went in this time. So I started off with some banded walks. Do not let these little babies fool you. Oh my gosh. Dee will say this herself. This is how she really built up her glutes. So I put the band around my feet. I started off with a medium band. I ended up switching, you'll see in the next set, to a lighter band. The main thing here is you want to make sure that you are picking your foot up. You're not sliding. You're picking both of your feet up, like as you're stepping, and not just sliding across the floor. I switched to the lighter band after the first set, just so I could get a little bit more range of motion and really pick my foot up, because even that medium band was so tight, like I could barely take a step. But these are no joke. To finish off the outer glutes, I did the abductor machine. I love this machine as well. Again, I wasn't lifting super heavy here, just really focusing on time under tension. And then I finished off with upper glutes, which is a love-hate relationship. I love working upper glutes and also hate it at the same time. So I started off with hip thrusts. This is probably the biggest love-hate relationship. I avoid doing hip thrusts. I never, ever, ever hip thrust heavy. The main reason that I avoid doing hip thrusts is simply because of the setup. If I'm at a gym that does not have a hip thrust machine and I have to like set up a barbell, then I'm probably not going to do it. I will say I found a hack recently doing hip thrusts on the Smith machine, and I'll show you that soon. That way I will absolutely do it. It's actually probably my favorite way to do hip thrusts. Really, really focusing on controlled movement. Again, shocking. Finishing off the glutes, I did some cable machine kickbacks. These are one of my favorites. You'll see a lot of different variations of this. People, bent over, kicking back, whatever. I just stand up straight and literally just think about squeezing my glutes. I'm not like kicking back. I'm thinking about squeezing my glute first. I'm really focusing on my hamstrings right now. So I finished this glute focus day off by just hammering my hamstrings on the leg curl machine. The seated leg curl machine is my favorite right now. Again, I play around with the weight, the time under tension, the rep counts. Like I try to hit as many freaking reps as I can. I'm just hammering my hamstrings to death right now. In my videos to come, I'll do a lot better breakdown of like the specifics of how I'm working through each set, the number of reps I'm doing, if I'm doing a pause set, if I'm controlling the negative, all of that. I'll explain it in much more detail in the videos to come. It was just way too hard to try to do it while I was recording myself. I finished off with my cardio, and that's it. That was it for my workout. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be back next week with another workout. It's actually going to be my workout with Christian, where he literally destroyed my glutes.